I've seen 3 movies today. I have been in my own wilderness, to be sure. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Now I knew pretty much nothing about this movie going into it. I knew a very general idea that is about this kid and this older man in the woods, and I knew nothing outside of that concept, basically. General premise for this movie, if you're curious, is that there's this kid named Ricky, played by Julian Dennison, and he has moved around to various homes in the foster system. His mom abandoned him when he was very young, essentially, and he never knew his father. So he's bounced around to his various houses, and he has caused trouble everywhere he goes. And so he has his last chance at this estate where this nice couple lives, and he finds a home there, essentially, and he finds himself really liking it. He takes to this woman who he calls his aunt, and so when she passes away, he is stuck with his uncle named Heck, played by Sam Neill, and when he decides to run away, he goes after him, and we have our movie as these two people basically spend a good 4 to 5 months out in the wilderness together, bonding and evading the authorities. And that is our movie. Now, I immediately liked the concept and the setup for this movie because it just worked really well, because we are introduced to this character as he's come into this house, and we just learn bits and pieces about him. You just see kind of how he reacts. He doesn't speak for about the first 10-15 minutes of the movie. He's got kind of an attitude that you expect a lot of modern day kids to have, like, oh, I'm a gangsta, and yet he's not anything even close to it. And it's just a really cool way that they introduce the character, and they do it with a lot of humor in regards to just kind of how different people react to things that he says, as well as just kind of awkward situations which he gets himself into. There's a moment really early in the film where he tries to run away from home, gets about 200 yards away, and he wakes up to his aunt just kind of smoking right next to him. He's like, yeah, we had a tough time finding you. And you just see the house like right there in the distance. So it's just kind of cool things like that. It makes you care about these characters a lot more than you pretty much would otherwise. The chemistry between the two main actors, Julian Dennison and Sam Neill, they work very well together. But kind of the general setup, you have Sam Neill not really taken to the kid right away, and then eventually, as they have to eventually stick it out together, they bond and they basically grow very close to each other, to the point where they don't want this adventure to really end as much, because it's just them on their own and they're really enjoying that. And one of the issues that I had with the film is the fact that it does kind of use time jumps. It's split into 10 different chapters, and so there's a point where Sam Neill fractures his ankle. So it's like, oh, it's going to take me about 6 weeks to get this thing healed up so I can actually walk on it. And then boom, he's walking on it in about 3 scenes later. And it's just kind of like, oh, I thought that was going to take a lot longer, and doesn't really show the time jump between like those 6 weeks when people are still looking for them and they're in just one location that whole time. As far as I could tell, maybe they just healed really quickly or something. I also feel like the pacing was very well done in this movie. I wasn't really ever bored throughout the course of it. This could have been a very boring movie, but because of the humor, because of the really good chemistry, because of the story which is shown throughout this movie, and the bits and pieces that you get to learn about these characters in regards to who they really are, especially Sam Neill's character, I found him to be the most interesting out of the two. It just makes for a really fun time, and the hour and 40 minutes just flew by for me. I did feel like the ending worked very well without going into spoilers. The third act is probably the best part of it, just because it gets into kind of a ridiculous territory, and it's just a really fun time to watch. And so guys, those are my thoughts on Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Definitely check this thing out if you have the opportunity. It's a very fun movie, very good movie, and well worth your time if you have the opportunity to see it. But those are just my thoughts on Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, man, people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.